What's up, world, and welcome back to another episode of Mix and Chat. I'm your boy Javi, here with my boys D-Lo.
Yo, what's up?
And Cha-Cha.
What up?
Omega Green is off tonight. Y'all ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it.
So, Javi, how you feeling, man?
I feel great. I'm super tired, though. I'm not gonna lie. Work has been kicking the ass that I don't have and trying to gain back.
Get money, though.
Yes,
Get
very
money.
much the vibe.
Get money.
That's the only thing that keeps me going. And I'm just playing. I actually like my job, but it's a little bit much right now just because I'm doing the two. But other than that, everything's going great.
Have you transitioned? Are you added? How close are you to getting out of your old role?
I want to say it'll probably be less than probably 3 weeks, but I want to say a month.
Okay.
No, there's
springtime.
No.
All right.
Yeah, but you'll be making, but you making that money though.
Yeah.
So,
I am, but I'm not making the money for both jobs. I'm only making the money from the salary job now.
Y'all heard it, America.
And I'm not an actual employee of the job that I'm leaving because I've already transitioned over to the sister company. So I'm not signed with that company anymore. So they're not paying me.
Okay.
He going through his old Prince song. Yes, me, baby. And then who we bought.
I'm hanging in there. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Not really because they still got the interview process open.
Y'all heard it.
But I'm trying to find the light right now.
Right.
I can smell it. I just can't see it.
Javi gonna let his hair down in the springtime.
You know what?
He's gonna drop at other position.
He's gonna grow
springtime. He's in the building.
He's gonna grow them dreads back out.
Yeah, springtime. That's perfect.
Y'all got jokes because y'all know that I'm bald on top, so the dreads will only grow on the sides of the back.
I didn't know, but that's.
Oh yeah, I don't take my.
For the
intel,
they got wigs.
No, I'm bald.
I know you bald. I didn't know you had dreads.
Hey,
yeah.
Now they got wigs.
And I have several of them.
Bumper clock.
You know what? But they're braids, not dreads. The dreads
don't Stevie Wonder.
But Cha-Cha, how you feeling?
Man, I'm here. Every week is new energy. You know, my job. I can't complain about anything. I can't complain. I mean, shoot, I got a job and I'm paying bills. I'm not evicted yet. You know, I'm still able to have.
Waking up another day.
Yeah, I'm still able to chase checks. No, we're gonna leave that alone. That's a struggle right there. Springtime's coming though. Springtime's coming. It's not only gonna be good for Javi. Watch me work.
Come on, work.
Watch me work. All right, D-Lo.
Do you get paid a difference?
Say what now?
Do you get paid a difference? Like, does your money go up?
You talking about in springtime?
Yeah.
No, chick chasing.
Oh.
I'm in hibernation right now.
Oh, come on, hibernation.
I'm like hell, I need love, man. I need love. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
Like springtime, I get a bonus.
Yeah, springtime, I get a bonus too. Bonus backside.
Come on, man.
Yeah, get this bonus backside. Come on, all up in the building. Yeah, call me Papa Fresh. Yeah, y'all, but I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Looking forward to springtime. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Look, he's so happy.
We'll have to wait till we get off camera. Cut. But D-Lo, what's up with you? How's working from home going, man?
It's still good, man. It's still good. I'm kind of taking the hiatus off of watching the news when I first start working in the morning. So I just kind of turn on Netflix or something to start off. But they're kind of finding out, you know, because here lately they got like 3 different departments. They have classics, feds, and then V5. And I'm in V5, but they today some of our people that was in training together, they started getting DMs from the leadership talking about, you know, if they're going to be in feds for further notice or if they're going to be in V5. I'm sitting there waiting. I'm still waiting for my message.
You feel like that?
I'm just like, because like when I got my my code to get into the other department feds, the the lady, she's like, yeah, apparently you're not you're doing good because you ain't been on none of our radars. I'm in my own little island apparently. Hey. y'all completely forgot about me.
Do your thing. That's what's up.
So right now I'm just kind of I don't know. So
what's going on?
I'm just hoping that the hours will pick up for it because it just here lately, like past couple weeks, I've had like 5-hour days and stuff like that. So, but this stuff,
that man his money.
Yeah,
get him run that dough. Run that dough. Y'all don't want to hear from old Chuck Diesel. I'm telling you, you don't want this work.
But yeah,
running this money.
We got things to talk about, man.
Yeah,
things to talk about.
We got. Yeah, it was a good weekend to be an NFL a fan of the NFL. It was a good weekend.
Yes, and that halftime show was legit. But when we come back in just a minute, we're gonna get into all of that.
Yeah.
See you in a second.
Sean Combs is a monster. I want to speak about this now because I've witnessed everything. I think Sean Combs can get away with anything.
I've known Sean since he was 4 years old. That's my little bro. He already knew what he wanted. I could be your manager, just give me a chance.
I went to a lot of puffy parties. These were the parties that you needed exclusive access to get into.
He thought that if people fear him, they respect him.
Honestly, I didn't want to be around him unless there was cameras.
Nobody's shooting me. Nobody's shooting me. Nobody's shooting me. When Puff was like, get it together or this could be over. You got me acting crazy in front of all these people. Something is not right with this.
I've been with Sean for quite a while, and I've captured a lot of moments. Anytime the studio or any rooms is red, it's making love or sex. Some of the ones who went in the room, for sure they were underage.
They said they could ship me off and sell me to anyone. How did this superstar music mogul become an alleged monster?
And I can show you how we have fun to stay out of jail, too.
All right, y'all. So that little snippet is the trailer to a documentary on Peacock called Diddy. I forgot the name of it.
Bad Boy.
The Making of a Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. And I watched it, so how did I forget what it was? But yeah, that was the intro to it. And some of the people that you heard were people that you may know or that your parents may know. There was one girl from one of his Making the Band groups. She was in the group where they had to walk all the way to Brooklyn to get the cheesecake.
The band.
Yeah.
The band. They was just the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the only girl that was in the group.
Because they didn't know Biggie's song. They didn't know Juicy.
Yeah. So.
Rotten ass. Diddy's rotten, man. You motherfuckers walk there. Boy, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that, man.
But she had allegations that she made about inappropriate situations that happened, like him touching between her legs and her being uncomfortable.
So there was the rapper Babs. It was either Babs or
she's the light-skinned.
The light-skinned one. I forget her name.
The puffy,
yeah, she was the singer. She could sing. Yeah. She didn't rap. She sang. I forget her name though. She was cute. She was cute. She was real cute.
She's older now in this interview, but she still looks the same.
That's why I was. Oh, she fine. Yeah. She can get this work.
Come on, get this work.
She can get this work.
But there was also people like Al B. Sure who was on there. And if you don't know who Al B. Sure is, he's a singer.
Gotta get off on your own, girl.
Yes, and songwriter back in the day. And when I say in the day, that was what, the 70s, 80s?
80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
Yeah, he wrote some stuff for Tevin Campbell. Yeah, that I do know. Tevin Campbell.
Also the ex-husband or ex-boyfriend of Kim Porter, who was married to P. Diddy. That's where all three of his chocolate kids come from, is Kim Porter and P. Diddy. And then they have a light-skinned son who Diddy raised and said is his son and he adopted, which is Al B. Sure and Kim Porter's son.
He looks just like Al B. Sure. He looks dead on him. He spit him out. He couldn't deny him child support if he wanted to.
There were childhood friends that talked about him, even people that came up with him when he came up. And when Diddy left the record that he was with and started his own, the guy that was his best friend,
Uptown.
Yeah, the guy who was his best friend took over Diddy's job.
Uptown. He was an A&R, I believe, for Uptown Records. That was Heavy D's label.
Yeah.
But, he eventually took over. Yeah.
There was a couple of other famous people, but the person I want to focus on this episode was Al B. Sure and what he said, because that opens up a new branch to me, maybe not to other people, but if you don't know, this whole situation is going to open up a lot to you. So the accusation is that Diddy did all of these crimes, but when speaking with Al B. Sure, particularly when he was getting interviewed, he focused on Kim Porter. How over the course of P. Diddy's relationship, well, it started out that Kim Porter was at the studio with Al B. Sure. Diddy had a girl that he had been dating there with him, and when he seen Kim Porter, he was like, damn, I wish I had a girl as fine as her, out loud in the studio. And Al B. Sure was like, well, you got your girlfriend over there, out loud in the studio. And said that the whole time that they were in the studio, Diddy made it very clear that he wanted Kim.
I'm gonna take
he
your
was not
girl.
gonna stop at anything until he had her. So eventually, Kim Porter
Punch that motherfucker
and Diddy
in his
got
mouth,
together.
bro.
This is after. So also, what is the son's name? Quincy?
I don't know.
I believe.
I think you might be right. I think you're right.
Yeah, Quincy was actually a baby at the time, and he was actually in Kim Porter's arms at the studio. He was like, I want a baby. I want a woman as beautiful as that, and a baby.
He's gonna keep pushing up on my woman while we're in the studio. Man,
so he didn't really get into detail on how he responded to that. He just ended up saying that, so they ended up getting together.
Yeah, she's rotten ass. Well, may she rest in peace, man. I ain't worried about that.
He ended up stealing her.
Don't get me
from him.
started.
And this is where it got interesting to me. Over the course of Kim Porter being with Diddy, she always kind of warned Al B. Sure to like, hey, just go along with what I'm telling you, how I want you to do things. Like, stay away. Like, keep your distance because you don't want the smoke, essentially.
Right.
Like this man is dabbling in some new shit. She didn't necessarily say that, but she just like the things that she would say to him, he heeded the warning.
Right.
Which kept him away, but he was always present in his son's life and even when like communicating with Kim. Diddy was a very jealous person, and there were situations where Kim Porter would be hurt or something of that nature. She would like confide that in Al B. Sure. I don't know why I want to say Quincy Jones. Al B. Sure, but it got intense to the point of where like he had to stay away from his son. So when Diddy was telling people that he adopted Quincy, he didn't actually adopt him. Like there's no adoption. Like Diddy just made that up.
Right.
Because Quincy was with them, trying to make Al B look like a bad person, which in reality he was forced to stay away.
It made him look like a deadbeat because all these years I was like, why wouldn't he be in this song? Like, why he let Diddy?
He was forced to stay away
rotten,
out of
man.
Kim Porter's fear of what would happen to her, Quincy, or Al B.
That's rotten.
So what ended up happening to Al B is, and he used this term, and I don't know what it means, and he said it twice. He went down one time, and then he went down again. The second time he went down, which like clearly it's been like you're incapacitated. He went down like he was ill. He ended up going into a coma. And then when he woke up from that coma, like nobody thought that he would survive it because he was in it for, he was pretty much a vegetable for a while. He ended up getting rehabilitated. He looked so good on this thing. Like I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like you just gained some weight, but you still look like you.
Yeah.
But when he ended up coming out of the coma, he looked bad, like skinny. He worked his way through recovery and got back, and he made it clear to Diddy and Diddy's entourage, like, I know that one of y'all try to take me out. I know y'all try to take me out, and y'all gonna have y'all's day. Like he pretty much made it clear, like I know that y'all were at fault for this, and you gonna have y'all's day. So there was like a gang of 4 of them that came up around the same time that were tight, and they're all popular people. And I don't want to spoil too much. That's why I'm only focusing on this one Albie situation. There was this. There was 4 of them. Well, 2 of them are gone.
Ooh.
One died of a heart attack. The second one died of a heart attack, and then Albie goes down.
It was like clockwork.
But nothing's ever happened to Diddy the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was like within a year. Well, within like 3 years, the next one was down, and then Albie's situation happened, and then he bounced back. And he's made it clear to them, like, I know y'all had something to do with that. Like, y'all days are numbered. But when he switched back to talking about Kim Porter, y'all, and be clear, these are all allegations, still according to me. This is just a documentary. But he said that he thinks that Kim was murdered.
Yeah,
I was.
It's been a theory. It's been a theory. It's going on.
His conviction is he don't think it. He knows it.
Yeah. Well,
like
that's what
he's convicted. And
it was sudden, man. I wouldn't doubt it.
That at the age that she is, and even a doctor came on that was like the attorney came on for like some cases and found it weird that like she died of pneumonia. How rare is that nowadays? Like you don't really hear of that, and not just that. She was only 45.
She was healthy. I mean,
she was a healthy woman.
Pneumonia only takes down the sick, the ones that's already with like a pre-existing condition, something like that. Yeah.
So like he was like, no, like she was founded out by somebody that came and took her diary and took it back to Diddy, showing Diddy that she had documented all this stuff that had happened over all this time.
Somebody found her diary and took it to Diddy. Oh boy, do they know who did that? Gotta
Albie,
I'm gonna have to check out this. What's it on Peacock?
Yeah, Albie has something going on in court against Diddy about Kim.
Okay.
He said that he found out through a friend that Kim had passed, and he had nothing. He didn't know anything about it. He broke down in the car after it happened, and this shows kind of footage of that. There's also like, oh my God, that man, he had so much to say about like just how Diddy shifted towards him after he took her, how she would call him pretty much fearing for her life and her safety. So she just played along with everything that was going on. But she saw that once Cassie came into the picture, he was grooming Cassie to be the next her. There have been situations where she's ended up in the hospital, and Albie would find out about it. Like this documentary, and that's just one part of the documentary.
Right.
The documentary is an hour and I think 15 or 20, maybe 30 minutes long. But I was drawn into the entire thing. Every person that talked. There was a girl from the girl group, Danity Kane, the black girl, the chocolate girl, the one that could blow.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up getting into another group with just another black girl with Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot the something. It was something D. Diddy's girls or something like that. She had situations with Diddy where Diddy was making sexual advances towards her or talking about her image or something that was to the effect of uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can believe it.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to share about Diddy, that documentary, because I know that
the grass ain't always green on the other side. Because Kim, she didn't have to leave Albie. She didn't have to leave him. And
they made a beautiful baby. I would have needed.
She chose. I mean, and she chose. She chose him. She chose him, and just. And like I said, you never want to speak ill of the dead, but it is that Diddy came in and disrespected Albie, in front of her, like basically said, "I want your woman," and she was like, "Oh," and she hopped over the fence to the other side where the grass was greener. So she thought. Yeah. So, and I don't want to wish death on anybody, but why? Why did she, and Albie. I guess for the sake of the child, he hung in there, because at what point
he never went away. He was always there. She would always confide things in him, or if there was a situation where they had to communicate, that she always like warned him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. At what point? So at some point, she had to choose him and cut Al-B off.
Yeah,
she had to, and so now so at that beginning stage,
honestly, she couldn't cut him off because Al-B
no.
work together.
No, when I say cut him off, I mean cut off the relationship. She's choosing Diddy and cutting him off as far as being her man.
I think that was almost instantly.
Boy, that's crazy. And and I feel like that the child had something to do with him hanging around because, ain't no way. The only contact I'm gonna have with her is if it's got to do with our son.
He never lost his feelings for that lady.
I know he was sitting back like a simp, waiting in the cut. Well, I ain't disrespecting, but
I don't think that he was necessarily waiting for her to come back to him. I think he was waiting for her to get tired because he just loved her. He wanted to see her better.
Oh, he was that dude who was like, you gonna see.
Come back. You found him.
Yeah. There's a running theory with that. Like, one, that Kim didn't have a choice in leaving.
About Diddy? About leaving Al-B for Diddy?
Yeah. And then the other theory, which the whole Diddy having something to do with her death, as far as like murder.
Oh, it goes into him.
That's always been a running theory. Like if you hear, even the people that's talking crazy, like Jaguar Wright.
Yeah, she was featured in there too a little bit. But some of her stuff be on point.
Out of all the craziness she said, there has been things that lines up.
She's the one.
And there's things that have not lined up with her too.
No, that's the thing. That's how you get away with things. You say some crazy out the wall stuff, but sprinkle a little bit of truth in there. All right, so basically,
she's the one that mentioned the 4 people that were in that group, and 2 of them having the heart attack, and then.
But that's the thing, though. Like you say all the craziness, and then you sprinkle a little bit of truth, and then it doesn't.
You gotta cipher out.
Yeah, and that way he can't get people to be like, "Oh, we gotta shut her up. She knows too much."
Because now she sounds gibberish and crazy.
Yeah,
that's kind of like Orlando.
Brown.
Yeah. There's some truth in the middle parts of what he.
Oh, there's a lot of truth
too.
And even
he rambled on the
even that bodyguard.
Shannon shit.
Shay Club Shay.
He rambled and was.
He lied about a lot of stuff, and he lied, and then he told half truths. He told half truths, And so, like I said, and they all came on her. I've seen different. I don't know why he did that. Well, he's just got a vendetta.
He's out for the world, but
he's like, why ain't I got a box office?
But even the bodyguard, what's his name? It's always.
The one Diddy's bodyguard. All that old talking after the fact, man. I ain't with that, man. You should be guilty by association. You was there, you seen it. Now you want to talk about what you saw. Miss me with that.
I would tell y'all. I could tell y'all this too. So the bodyguard that was there with Diddy all the time, the reason that he quit is not because of Diddy. It's because of Diddy's mama.
Oh yeah, right. I've seen that. I have seen that.
Was demanding that he do stuff for her. And this particular day, she was like, "I need you to go down to the car and get my purse." He said, "I'm not here for that. That's not what they hired me for." And so she started yelling at him. Diddy comes out of the thing, is like, "What's going on?" Comes out of the studio, is like, "What's going on?" Because they sitting outside. And he's like, "Quit messing with him. Like, you always messing with him." And she's like, "No, I'm not always messing with him. I'm sick of this." And the bodyguard said, "I'm sick of this too," and got up and left and never came back.
Yeah.
So everything that Diddy was doing, you was cool with. But when his mama started to ask you to do stuff, you bounced.
Right.
How does that make sense to me?
Right.
Well, it could have just been one of those things of like, I don't know, like he's the one. Diddy was the one supporting over the bill. You know what I mean? So he's paying the money, but
for him to just be able to walk away from that money, like you could have done that a long time ago.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You sat there and watched it, and now you're talking about it on national television. Why weren't you talking about it then?
There it is.
I know you was fearing for your life because this man had all this money, but okay, he still got that money. He still got influence. He's on the inside. All his kids are out. All his goons are out. So now you safe to talk about it? Why?
He was talking about it before Diddy got locked up.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So why wasn't you talking about it?
I just feel like you guilty by association. All the ones that came out talking about what they saw with R. Kelly and like I said, and then certain people talking about they seen Diddy spiking drinks and he's saying don't drink that. Don't drink that because that's for the ladies, and you put each roof in the champagne, and you were witness to that, and you don't say nothing. You're an accessory.
Yeah, and that's why like when like the FBI put out the party list.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't want to see the party list. I don't care who's been to the parties.
I want to see
I want to see the incriminating list.
Yeah,
like
I want to see the black list. Show me the black list. We don't want to see the white party list.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the ones that didn't go into the secret rooms. Yeah, we don't care nothing about that list.
Or show us that list, but then show us the list of the actual people from that list that was doing what was incriminating.
Don't worry, they got the video. They got the cameras for that.
Yeah,
they got the tape.
Like you can
drop it too.
We got the tape. Yeah,
it's on Pornhub. Y'all better pay us for that plug too. No, but
there is
the documentary is really good.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It does
because it's not just talking about those particular things that I mentioned. It's going back to Pac. Biggie, Faith, all the way back, Mace, all the way back.
That's the 90s right there.
And even talk. I don't want to get into any more, y'all. If y'all want to see it, it's on Peacock. It's called Diddy: The Making of a Bad Boy.
Yeah, it keeps popping up. We're gonna have to watch it one time.
It's good. So. I can watch it again and bring y'all more feedback on
Bad Boy for Life.
It was good. But there's other documentaries on other platforms too.
Yeah. And I believe I've seen one, but not this one. This is the latest one.
Yeah.
There's another one that probably has some of the same stuff, but has yours that you watch has more up to date stuff.
When I seen it, I was like, I have to talk about this on Mixing Chat.
You just gotta do it.
That's my segment of
I'm gonna do it.
Pop. It's culture.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a second with the new segment.
So we're going to get down to the Sports Junkie Lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sports Junkie Lounge.
Because of great, interesting things happened over the weekend.
Yeah, give me my fix.
Yeah.
My fix in the Junkie Lounge.
One, I don't know if we talked about the South Carolina UK game. So
let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. I don't care.
So we caught the...
Big Blue all day. I could talk about UK all day.
Because, I mean, that was the start of a 2-win right there.
Yeah.
So,
Saturday.
After we lost the last...
What was it? Ole Miss, I think, was our last loss.
Yeah. Well, we won 1 out of 5. And then we won against South Carolina. So, and then the Tennessee game. But the South Carolina game was good. It was still a little shaky after the win. You could tell that they was a little bit in their feelings about it.
You a whole sports analyst over here.
Well,
and the only reason I say they was in their feelings because they didn't have that pep in their step like they usually do on a home game. So it to me it just sounds like it looks like to me that they were just kind of just not feeling it basically.
The South Carolina game.
Yeah, in the South Carolina game, they picked up their step in the Tennessee game. Like they got that win, you know. So they got that out their back. So they came in hot.
I think in the South Carolina game, from what I saw, I think they were readjusting to Butler being back in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
You know, he had been out for a while, and Carr is getting more healthier, and it's just tough on the road in the SEC altogether, and so the one thing I can say is that, you know, this team is different. It's coached differently, you know, and I don't want to keep going back to Calipari, but This team is different. It's different because that you get a chance, and I can't stress this enough. You can sit on that bench, and he may call your number. He uses his whole entire bench.
Yeah, like Tennessee, Perry and Noah, they got a lot of minutes.
Oh, they was the stars. Yeah. They were the stars.
And that's what showed when they end up getting their minutes in.
I'm telling you, they ready to play. That makes a difference when you know that you may possibly get your number called versus sitting on the bench being a damn cheerleader all season long and just coming in at garbage time.
Everybody on UK's radio anytime.
Right, with this team. So hold that thought. Hold that thought. I got a question for Hobby real quick. So, since you now see,
his eyes lit up like headlights.
It's not. Trust me, it's sports friendly. It's user friendly.
Yeah.
So if you were a player on UK's bench, if you were a player, I have a question for you, Hobby. If you were a player on UK's bench, would you be more prepared for a game knowing that you are going to possibly get in the first half, the second half, and just get meaningful minutes versus knowing that you're only going to get in the last 30 seconds when y'all up by 10, 15, 20? What's going to be more inspiring to you?
I need to get in first or second half.
Yeah, I need to get some clock.
I'm going to be ready all the time.
Yeah, I'm going to be ready all the time. Cause so that in the past we call it
10 minutes this season. Period.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready. I've been in my free throws. I made my threes all week. I'm ready. Exactly. It makes a difference, right? You feel that, right?
Yeah.
I can see it. Hey, America, you should see him. He's ready. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
This is the first time I've actually seen, and I'm looking at the lineup right now. This is the first time that I've seen everybody on the bench play.
Yes, even Chandler gets in.
Yeah, and
everybody.
I don't care what people say about Chandler. In the future, he's going to be good.
He's coming. He's just been on. If y'all don't know America, for UK we have Chandler. Do you know his first name?
I think it's Michael. No, I can't remember his first name.
Chandler. He's got curly hair like Justin Timberlake used to have back in the NSYNC days.
Yeah,
and he was on a 2-year mission. What was it called? Peace Corps type stuff.
Oh yeah.
He was on a 2-year mission, and so he's been away from basketball. But when he was coming out of high school, he was a top recruit. He was nice, and so it's just and you can see flashes of it. His shot is not all the way together. I think he's just trying to feel his way back in. But I think in the off season he knows now. He knows that he's going to get clocked. He knows he's going to have to stay ready. He knows what it's going to take, because you can come in and when he shoots it, he doesn't have to look over his shoulder. That's a good thing.
And that's the thing, because with the way I see it, next season if they all stay, Colin Chandler. Yeah.
Colin, okay.
So I think with
thank you, iPhone. Y'all gonna pay me?
The way the bench looks, if they stay, then I think Perry, Noah, OA, and Chandler will be the starters.
Okay.
Will be the leaders.
Okay.
Next year.
So what did you think about the Tennessee game? What did you get out of it? Because it was a dogfight. It took us a 12-0 run at the end.
It was, but it showed how they can actually go with the smaller teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? The one thing that I still wish that he would do would be, if you're gonna put one big on the block and you're gonna put another big on the top of the key and run your offense like that, what you need to do is you need to put Williams down on the block and put Carr on the top block.
Mm-hmm.
That way, Carr could be the one that you can do the pick and he can come out. If you're going to do a pick and roll situation, that way you bring Williams up to run that pick,
right.
And that way he can set straight to the
right.
basket.
He can pick it. He can cut.
Once he gets down to the basket, nobody can stop him.
Once he gets downhill.
Yeah, once he gets down to the basket, nobody can stop him.
Yeah.
But Carr's the one you need to leak out and hit that three.
Yeah, he knocked down. Even Garrison hit one. And I mean, think about it. The Cats, they actually
Lil Rosacea was knocking them.
They shot 50% from 3 and 2.
Is that Chandler?
No, Brea.
Yeah, that's Brea.
Honey, Lil Rosacea was knocking them out.
Bro, the light skinned cat.
No, he's a white dude with he was having
you talking about that was Noah.
Oh no, Noah's clean shaven. Because he's just him and Perry both.
Yeah, it's Noah. It was Noah.
Who was it? This one?
That's Perry right there.
Y'all, if y'all don't know, we looking at a map.
That's Noah. That's we're looking at the schedule.
Yeah, it was him. Look, rosacea. His face is red. His legs is red.
Oh, okay, yeah. Look, yeah, okay. Rosacea. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Rosacea.
No, like
it all makes sense now.
There you go.
Oh wow.
That's the dude I was telling. He's so pasty. You can see the heat coming off of him.
Boy. He stayed ready though, man. That boy stayed ready.
He was wearing them threes out.
And the difference between Noah and Perry is Noah will get you a rebound, man. And he may be a liability on defense, but he will get off. His hand is always in there. He will help you. He may not get the offensive rebound, but he will tip it out and make it a 50-50 ball, give you an extra chance.
Who's the center? Because they all
Williams and Carr. We have
the one on the far left.
We have him. Garrison comes off the bench. Williams is a starter, and Carr comes off the bench too. It's these three.
Okay.
It's these three. And Carr might have been starting early. He might have been starting Williams and Carr.
He runs them at different times.
I think he was starting Williams and Carr together because they could one could play high and one could play low.
Yeah, and that's what I was
saying.
They
lob it up to the man down low. But Carr got hurt, and then he saw the two bigs wasn't really working because it worked against Duke though.
Yeah, and it worked against Tennessee when they was doing that high pick and roll.
Yeah, we just got to get Carr back into playing shape because we're gonna need his post play. But I was happy with the Tennessee game, the outcome. I mean, even from beginning to the middle to the end, I think we didn't start as slow as we normally do. Sometimes we can, like that South Carolina game was real slow. Yeah. I mean, it was 4-2. It was 2-2, 4-2 for like the first 5 minutes of the game. It was horrible.
Well, that and the one thing that I liked about the Tennessee game was they was playing their game as far as running fast-paced games.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the thing where they get in trouble is they'll slow down and they'll go into other people's. They'll play the game the way other people are playing.
Yeah.
They're not playing their game. If they play their game, they can beat anybody.
Right. They were efficient and they didn't have a lot of unforced turnovers. Not like they still need to clean that up for sure because Garrison and Williams they some of the passes, I mean, and they try to go backdoor and all of it's not always their fault, because one time I think one of the players stopped running.
And I don't know if you noticed with Owe here lately, but he's been butterfingers.
He's been yes.
Like,
we can't get two halves out of him.
I think after the Arkansas game, he's been he just do these little turnovers that he doesn't usually do.
Yeah, I think he's trying to force it. I think he's forcing it more than he has to. He can get his own shot, but he doesn't have a quick first step, and I think I think that's creating a lot of turnovers for him when he's trying to split the defense. Butler knows how to get low on his dribble and get down and kind of squeeze his way in there. He's built for that. But he doesn't have like a jab step to throw it. It's like if he catches it, he's either going to try to go around you or he's not. He doesn't have a jab step, fake left. He's not doing that, and he needs to maybe add that to his game to keep from trying to force it between two players and then he's trying to draw contact, and the refs are not hearing it. You're not hearing it. They're not hearing it. You got to get up. You got to get that ball up over your head before you can get a call, man. Anything down low, and no. So yeah, I can feel you on that. He needs to change up some stuff. But that three, I mean, that jump shot is. I don't like it. It comes. He brings it into his chest and then extends it. I don't know where he got that hitch from.
There's a few cats that have a weird jump shot. Like, I honestly don't see how Carr's jump shot goes in. His jump shot's a little weird.
He looks like Patrick Ewing.
It's
not
like
Patrick Ewing.
The shot.
Robin's another one. He's got like a weird
Jackson. He's got an in between set shot, fall away kind of. He's like he's like Silky Johnson.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him Silky Johnson. Come on, y'all know Silky Johnson. We're gonna call him Silky Johnson.
It's like
he's gonna pump fake and then, but he's gonna take his time and shoot a set shot. But he doesn't have to be right at the 3-point line. He can create space for the shot. But it's a set shot. It's a set shot, and he doesn't have to be square. Well, I would like for him to be more square more often.
I'm glad we got the 2 wins before we went to Tennessee or Texas.
We can get them
because Texas is going to be the one thing that I'm worried about is the road game. That's what I'm worried about.
We can get them. The only one we got somebody out there that said UK was going to lose 10 losses in the SEC, so I don't give a damn what you think. I said a few good men. Either you pick up a weapon and stand up post, otherwise I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. I want the truth.
And the same said person.
Do you think they're going to lose 10 games?
And the same said person has been texting me at the start of the game talking about they're going to lose.
Oh my gosh. This man will remain nameless. He's my brother-in-law though. I'm going to say that. He's my brother-in-law. So I was out getting something to eat because, I'm DVRing the game so I can catch it from the beginning regardless. If it's once it starts, I can get it to start from the beginning. And I'm out. I'm like, well, let me go and grab me something to eat. I'm not cooking tonight. I'll make it a game night. The game was at 7 Eastern time. And he's texting me. He's like, see, I don't like the substitution pattern. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And the game is just starting. And I'm thinking, damn. We letting Tennessee blow us out already. I'm like, damn, man. Not at home. I said, Tennessee. They must, because Tennessee, they've blown out 2 teams. They last 2 games. They had 2 solid wins.
Yeah.
They beat the brakes off of Florida and somebody else, man. And so I'm thinking, the momentum is carrying over to the Rupp. We're gonna get another Rupp, and I get in there and turn on the game. We up like 13-4, and I'm like, man, that's why I say, man, I'm gonna tell you, I swear, man, but he swears he's true blue.
Yeah.
But America, you cannot make this up. He will turn it. He will turn the channel in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he said if he can tell in the first 3 minutes of the game
that they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it, Chuck. They're not feeling it.
So the said person text me Saturday for the South Carolina game, talking about this is trash. They're playing like trash, garbage, and all that.
Yeah, early in the game.
It was like, so the game started at 12
noon.
Okay, he texted me at 12:06 saying this.
And he claims to be true blue. He's true blue all day. Let him tell it.
And then they went on 11-0 run, and I texted him, was like, so we on 11-0 run. He was like, oh, I'm watching golf now.
Yeah, well, keep doing what you're doing.
And then they kind of cooled down a little bit, and then he was like, see, they're playing like garbage. I was like, go back to watching golf.
Yeah, go back to watching.
You bad luck.
He's going to remain nameless. He is my brother-in-law. I love him to death. But he is true blue. Bless his heart. But I don't know. You got it with him. What did you send me in that text from how you got to be playing like how?
You got to be playing perfect. What did I say in that text? I was like you got to be perfect, and for the first 3 minutes. Hold on,
America. This you got to hear this.
Okay, so I was like, if they don't play perfect and don't blow out by 20 in the first 3 minutes, he's changing it.
Who's gonna blow out in the first 3 minutes by 20 points? In the first 3 minutes,
you gotta be perfect, and you gotta be blowing the team out by 20 points
in the first 3 minutes, or they're not, or it's not. You ain't doing shit.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Like garbage. It's crazy.
Look, we're not making this up, man. I'm telling you. I can show you. Look. I'm telling you. So the game came on at 7:00 on Tuesday. Let me show you what time. I'm gonna tell you, America, what time this man started texting me. 7 p.m. Eastern time. 7 p.m. Eastern time. So here we go.
That's crazy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love them to death. I'm not knocking them. It's funny to me, but it's like, come on, man. Like I'm one of those people that I'll watch a game until the last buzzer sings because it ain't over until that final buzzer hit.
Facts.
And there's a few players in NBA history that showed you that, you know, especially with like, you know, what was it? Reggie Miller scored 12.
Them against the Knicks.
Yeah, scored 12 points in like 6 seconds or whatever it was. Like, it's doable. Most people ain't Reggie Miller, but there has been some crazy things that happen in sports.
So I will take that back, America. I'll take it back. He texted me at 7:31. The game, it didn't tip off exactly at 7, but he texted me at 7:31 and we were winning. And then he texted me again at 7:32. And then he texted me again at 7:51 and asked me why. He seen something and said why. I guess he thought I was on the same, you know, but I was behind because I was, and then he said putting Williams in. I guess he didn't want that. I don't know. He just be all over the place, man. I don't know, but trust me. That Ole Miss game. He texted me early. That's the 5th one. That's the 5th loss in SC. He texted me early. He texted me early, and I was over here then. Yeah. I was over here at the time. We were here actually doing one of our episodes, and he texted me early like, dang, man. Yeah, he let you know when we're losing, but I got faith in our cats. So, you know, we've exceeded expectations. We leading the nation in tier 1 wins, quad 1 wins. We're leading the nation. We're 7-2 versus the top 25. That leads the nation. Yeah, 7-2 in the top 25, and I forget how many of those are top 10. Duke, Tennessee twice, Florida. I don't know if when we beat Gonzaga were they in the top 10. They may have been at that time. I know that like
Alabama was.
We lost to them.
Oh yeah.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Texas A&M was top 10 at the time. They were like 8, I think. You know, Mississippi State was in the top 15. Mississippi State was in the top 15. We haven't played Missouri yet, have we?
No.
And South Carolina hasn't won a game in the SEC, but they beat Clemson. And Clemson beat Duke and UK. So they legit. This SEC is just top to bottom. It's just a different animal.
And that's the thing, though. And that's what people really don't understand. Like, the SEC, no matter if it's in football or basketball, it's one of the toughest conferences you can get into.
And Oklahoma was ranked for a minute there. They started the season 13-0. Then they got in that SEC and it changed, man. I mean, they were ranked. They were in the top 10. And so, any night you can catch an L, man.
I actually don't think. I think Texas, they were a top 10.
Yeah, they were.
They were a top 10 team until they got into the SEC.
Welcome to the SEC, bitches.
Now they're not even in.
Welcome to the SEC, bitches. Welcome. We welcome you.
So
welcome.
Period.
Welcome, bitches.
Welcome in.
It's a tough conference.
Come on, get this work. You gonna get this work.
To eat y'all up.
Yeah, y'all gonna get this work.
And it's one of those things. Everybody wants to come here, and it's like,
yeah.
You sure?
You sure? Yeah, you sure you want this work?
Like, yeah, you'll get the TV time, but are you sure you want? You sure you want that smoke?
I thought y'all had us because Kyler Perry left. Come get this work, baby. Yeah. So I'm excited. Who we play next?
We play Texas next. That's what I'm saying. Texas.
What time is that?
I do believe that it is a late game actually because it's a Western Conference game. So
Midwest.
It's an 8:00 game. It's not really on Saturday.
So it might be 8:00. Is that 8:00 Central Time?
No, it's Eastern.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it'll be about 2. They're like 2 hours away. Texas to Midwest. I think or it could be 1 hour. It depends on what part of Texas. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
what part of Texas it is?
But I think you'll be good.
Okay.
I'm glad we got those 2 wins under our belts before we went there. So kind of raise our confidence, but
100%.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's good stuff. We back to our winning ways.
yeah,
All right, so next is who?
Texas.
Texas.
The Longhorns.
The,
All right.
where Kevin Durant came from.
Yes. You don't know. He don't know nothing about KD. Hobby don't know nothing
I
about
do know
KD.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
He might know Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Durant.
But yeah, that's what we got on the UK front.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Cha-Cha.
All right, America, welcome back. So let's get into it. Let's get into Super Bowl Sunday. So first, before we get into the wins and the win and loss part of it, we all know KC lost, and yes, I'm a Raider fan, so yes, I don't, good. I'm happy about that. But let's talk about this, America. I got some. I just got to get this off my chest. Why are y'all out there selling fake stuff, America? Why y'all out there selling it to us like that? We go into the Super Bowl, we trying to have a good time, buy some memorabilia, buy some items, and just to say that we was there.
Cha-Cha, what happened?
I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
$39.5 million worth of fake sports gear was confiscated before the Super Bowl.
$1 million.
What's up with that $39.5 million? And this is on the 5th. This article is brought to you by Reuters, by the way. Reuters, International News Online. That's where I found this information. And it's $39.5 million. The Super Bowl was on the 9th, so they got started early. Actually, they got started a year in advance, America. Y'all been trying to fleece us since 2024. That's what I'm talking. Let's talk about it. So you got Homeland Security. They're in collaboration with the NFL, of course, and the National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center. They confiscated more than 214,000 pieces of counterfeit items. Why y'all trying to do us like that, America? The ticket itself costs enough.
Does it say what kind of items it was?
They had a picture on the website. It was all kind of stuff just laid out on the table. They got jerseys, they got toboggans. They got whatever you want, whatever you like, they got it for you. Whatever
My
you like.
sister gets to be stuff. Nah, just wait. She right up.
So if y'all out there getting a Patrick Mahomes jersey for $40, $50,
the boosters is
it's
boosted.
not authentic, people. I don't care if it's stitched on lettering, it is not authentic. And what they're telling you is get the jersey, get it online at a reputable dealer like NFL,
Amazon,
Fantastics.
Yeah, Fantastic.com, Fanatics.
Yeah, Fanatics.
Or you can go to the team's website itself.
Yeah.
So now check this out. The operation was a year-long, collaboration. Homeland Security, along with, check this out. Now I've never heard of these people. Oh, yes I have. I'm sorry. U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Even they was like, y'all not bringing that stuff over here. Y'all not doing it. We're not taking it. Because, New Orleans is, right, down there, near that Mexican border, I guess. Louisiana, the Gulf. The Gulf, it's down there.
Yep.
And so, you can bring that in, man. And so here's the most intriguing part that I didn't know. So this.
Oh, he has to put his glasses on for this one.
Because I don't want to mess this up at all. So since 2013, when it was originally launched, Operation and wait. So if you was to put together a task force to focus on this, what would you call that task force? Come on, D-Lo. You're a sportsman. You just take a shot. You're gonna love it. I'll give you a hint. It starts with the word operation. Like all task force.
Let's see. Operation got him.
That's a good one. What about you, Avi? That ain't it, though. That ain't it.
I know that ain't it, but
That's a good one, though. Operation got him. And this has been since 2013.
Operation Touchdown.
Nice. That's not it either. It's actually it's 3 words. Operation Team Player.
No.
Operation Team Player.
Wow.
Yeah. Operation Team Player. And since 2013. Now, so this is 2025. So what? That's 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And today was this year was 39.5 million. So, including that, over the last 12 years, the total of counterfeit sports merchandise and apparel is $455 million.
Oh,
they're out there,
God.
America. Watch your money. Watch your money. They out there. They selling you. They sell if you buy a snow cap and the ball falls off, other than his dog, Jack's ripping it off your head. No, that's another story, man.
That's another story, another time.
Yeah, this dog got me. Took my Raiders ball off my snow cap, and I ordered that on the sports website. That kind of stung a little bit, but
He wanted to cut it out of his stomach.
He was playing with it. It was on Christmas Day. We was watching the Raiders in Kansas City in 2020. In 2023, the 2023. I called it the Christmas miracle. We beat them to death, and all of a sudden. It's D-Lo's dog, America. D-Lo's dog, Jack. He's over playing with
He did not say that. He did not say that. He said he unalived him for real bad.
I'm over looking at Jax. He's playing with. I'm thinking it's a chew toy. I put on my toboggan. The ball is gone. Jackson took a ball off my Raiders toboggan. Oh, me and him ain't friends. We ain't friends no more. But anyway, yeah, America. So, I was glad we got an opportunity to talk about that because now I know the next Super Bowl I go to, I'm going to make sure I get my stuff. Anything that I order, it's going to be online before I get there, or it's going to be something simple that I can wear, like maybe a keychain or maybe some beads, with the name of the team.
Yeah, and if you're going there, there are actual reputable stores that you can buy from.
Yeah,
and you buy the stuff from the stadium. That stuff is authentic.
Yeah. I wish I would have bought a ticket to the Super Bowl for that halftime show.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that.
Before
we get into the halftime show,
let's talk about the show itself.
Let's talk about
the halftime show was the show. What are y'all talking about?
No, okay, America. See,
okay,
I was trying to spur Javi, but y'all heard him in the previous episodes. He was talking that Kansas City smack. So you know what I got to do, America? Let's talk about it. He gonna get this work. He gonna get this work, America. He's gonna get this work.
Sitting there blaming it on voodoo dolls and everything.
Yeah. He got a cousin, y'all. He got a cousin that played for Kansas City.
You too.
Well, they ain't getting no ring this year.
No, it wasn't my cousin that played for Kansas City. My uncle.
It was his uncle.
Cousin, uncle, sister, brother. I don't step
in the 90s.
Oh, he definitely ain't got a ring.
Yeah, he definitely.
Raiders was. Guess when we was in Oakland, we was pow, roll them up.
Randy Moss.
You go to an Oakland game, boy. You gotta roll the windows up. You gotta roll them up in Oakland, boy. Yeah, that's when we was in Oakland.
I'm not a sore loser. I can succeed to a win. So I give you.
He didn't watch the game.
We did watch it.
He didn't believe in Kansas City. He didn't believe.
I did watch a little sample of it at my sister's house.
Hey. It's a little sample of it.
I left when they really started to lose bad because I knew they wasn't going to win. So I didn't want to sit there.
Anything's possible with Mahomes. That's what they
My
said.
sister,
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
My sister and her husband are diehard. They took out their toboggans and put them on the ends of the thing. Their Kansas City toboggans and put their scarf across the front of the. Yeah.
Well, America, I got one thing to say while we talk about this. Let's talk about it because they had their Kansas City stuff. They was ready, aimed, guns loaded, guns drawn. Guess what? Sucks to be them. Sucks to be them.
So how was the game? What did your read?
It was beautiful. Look, okay, all right. Let me woosah for a second, America. So, I picked Philadelphia to win, but not only because I'm a Raider fan, because the Las Vegas Raiders and and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're in the same division, so they play each other twice a year. So it really that was part of it. I would never pick them unless I'm on FanDuel or something like that. But you know, Kansas City and the Eagles, they played a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl, and the Eagles actually were seconds away from winning that game. So they were dominating the game, but Jalen Hurts, he had a scoop. He fumbled it right before halftime, a scoop and score, as they call it. Then Kansas City picked it up and ran it in and kind of tightened up the score. But now check this out. Kansas City only won by 3, right? Kansas City scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they only won by 3. So there was a defensive letdown in the fourth quarter. So I felt like if Philadelphia they added some pieces. They added some pieces, number one. I felt like that if because that's how Kansas City they always win. They've done it twice against San Francisco, up by double figures, and then, you know, Mike Shanahan or his son, not Mike, Kyle Shanahan, he decides to start throwing the ball and stop running it, which gives the ball back to Kansas City. 3 and outs, 3 and outs, 3 and outs. And I think, you know, the Eagles did the same thing. And so I felt like if they maintained better ball control and not allow Kansas City.
They did their damn thing. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, they did. They did. And
I'm a Kansas City fan, but they did their damn thing.
They made some adjustments that Kansas City is not used to. And plus they didn't get the help of calls from the ref. You know,
I was baffled.
They were up 40-6 at one point, or 34-6. They won 40-21. They were never in it.
And that was the thing too, because I think like everybody put all the focus on Saquon Barkley, and then other players started to show up.
Well, it was the norm. It was Devontae caught one.
Yeah.
AJ caught one, and believe it or not, AJ only had 43 yards receiving. I know because I picked him on FanDuel to get me 50, and he couldn't do it. But and Saquon, I had a nice little parlay going, but I needed Saquon to get a touch. That's the one thing I did not account for, is that I thought that he would get at least one. I thought they would make a concerted effort to get him a touchdown in the Super Bowl. You know, it's always your top running back. You always try to get him a touchdown.
Well, like I said, I think a lot of focus was on him, and so it allowed it kind of. I'm gonna bring it back to the Jordan effect. You put the focus on one player, it opens up the others. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think that's what happened, because they thought he was going to have a big game because it's his first Super Bowl. He's been playing out of his mind this year, and it was his birthday, so he's just.
It was whose birthday? Saquon?
Yeah, it was his 28th birthday.
Oh, okay.
So,
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Saquon!
Like he had
Saquon. Why did you give me a touchdown, Saquon?
Like he had a lot of momentum to where everybody was like, we gotta focus on him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He led the nation and led the league in rushes.
So they was like, let's focus on him, because we played him before without him in the last Super Bowl, and we beat him. Yeah. So they was like, well, let's go ahead and.
The thing is, and he had like 6 or 7 60-yard runs.
Yeah.
You know, this whole season. So he's always due to break one, and I was kind of counting on that, but you always know that the Eagles gonna do a tush push. So. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm happy Philadelphia won. You know that there was some Jalen Hurts. You always get to go on social media and see all of the media people like Stephen A. Shannon Sharp. Well, maybe not. I didn't see Shannon, but
I seen Shannon's big head is, wobble leg is.
David Pollack.
She was on there.
He used to play with the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a linebacker out of Georgia. And he got an injury that ended his career early. He was an All-American out of Georgia. He said he didn't think, these are old clips from when Jalen first got to the league. Cowherd, there was a few people that said they couldn't see Jalen leading them to win. He's not an elite coach. Chris Sims, of all people, Phil Sims' son, Chris Sims. Yeah. He was nothing. He busted up. He got his spleen busted up in Tampa Bay. He got a ruptured spleen. But he wasn't all that. But he said They showed a clip of him saying he thinks that Jalen was the most overrated player ever. You know, and that's saying a lot considering that you know he'd already taken to Super Bowl and he's a quarterback. Y'all play the same position and you couldn't see the value in what he does, because if you look over Jalen Hurts' career since he took over the starting job, they've made the playoffs every year.
Yeah,
every year since he started. He took over for Carson Wentz. You know, and so he's done nothing but win, and they just said, well, he's not going to be able to win enough. So I'm happy for him, because he's had to deal with that adversity. You know, he doesn't want to be elite. He doesn't want to be the best on his team. He just wants to be the best version of himself.
Now I thought it was going to be a lot closer. I was looking for some of the questionable calls. People say that favors Kansas City.
Well, you know, that woman in the stands with the voodoo doll. That's why Patrick Mahomes was throwing it in the dirt.
And she was stabbing
it. You look up, Patrick Mahomes was throwing it at people's feet like, y'all.
And she was rocking back and forth.
Yeah, she was stabbing him with that. Hey, New Orleans, boy, they don't mess around.
And the Bell's going to be like, we ain't never going to bring it back to New Orleans.
We're not going back to New Orleans. She was stabbing that little doll, Patrick Mahomes. I was like, what's wrong with him?
I'm glad y'all seen it, though, because I'm like,
did you see it, D-Lo?
Yeah.
Is this legit?
Yeah, she was
putting in work.
Yeah,
she was giving him that work.
Yeah, she was giving him that work. He gonna get this work all up in his backside. I was like, what's wrong with Patrick? He was throwing it in the dirt. No, she was stabbing. He was like, I got him. He was throwing it all in the dirt. I got
another person that threw it in the dirt. Can I talk about my part now?
Okay. Yeah, we're going to wrap up my segment, America, because we're going to get to the halftime show. We're going to get back to Harvey on that. What is your segment called before we get into
this? This is just fumbling off of y'all's. Like, this is still Super Bowl related.
Okay, right. So you
know,
already did
my
your
segment was pop. It's culture.
Word up.
But it was the message that Kendrick Lamar delivered for me. It wasn't necessarily they not like us, that part, but it was mostly the message from like the oppression of black people in the country, and he did it on the perfect stage. When I say the perfect stage, I don't mean in front of millions, I mean in front of Donald Trump's face. He did it in front of Trump's face. He did it in front of like all those people that felt like it needed to be said. And how he started out with Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Tom.
Uncle Sam.
No, he didn't.
And
we're going to rewind that.
How Serena Williams came out and was doing the Crip Walk. That wasn't just towards Drake. That was also towards the institution of the tennis cup, because she did the Crip Walk at the tennis World Cup and ended up winning and got a penalty for it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that was like, and then the whole setup, how it started out as a game controller, and then he went from the square to the circle, from the square to the triangle to the circle to the X, and then it turned into a prison yard.
Hold on. So, you want to know what that sequence was?
Yeah, it was the cheat code.
It was the Armor Health cheat code for GTA.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So like, there was a bigger message to what he was doing, and then the flag that he had, that was when they all went down. That was signifying that America was built on the backs of black people, on the backs of slaves. And then he was like, in part of his rap, he was talking about 40 acres and a mule. Nope. This is bigger than just rap. But then I feel like he did the They Not Like Us because it was the most popular song of his. Yes, it was a diss track, but it was also an anthem for black people. And it
won 5 Grammys with it.
Yeah, he won 5 Grammys with it. And he also shut down the rap industry for a little bit after he put that out. So like he kept teasing it throughout the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And if you've seen the message and seen what Samuel Jackson was doing, he was saying like, they don't want that ghetto music. You giving them ghetto music, give them something. So he softened it up. That's when he brought out Summer Walker and went to the Triangle. Yeah. And they did that, and then, he was like, yeah, that's what they want to hear. And then he went over to the Circle, and I forgot the number, but it was another number with Summer Walker, another one of their songs. And then he started to go into another song when Samuel Jackson said something, and that was him going into the X of the game board. And then after he left the X is when he started to like get back to the jail yard. Mm-hmm. That's when it turned into the jail yard, and all the squares disappeared. All the shapes disappeared. Thank you, because I'm tongue-tied. There was a lot going on in my brain right now. Yeah. But all that disappeared, and then he was left with they don't want me to do it, and then the girls would say something, and he was like, I'm gonna do it, and then he started busting out into it. Mm-hmm. And then how they were like in lines, like even the colors, how it signified like these colors are here, these colors are here. It started out in the beginning, all of them's coming out of cars. They go into their own separate gangs. You got your red gang, your black gang, your white gang, your blue gang, and the different color shirts and stuff. Mm-hmm. The messaging, what chef's kiss. I couldn't like. If you watch it back, you better understand the concept when you take yourself out of it being the Super Bowl. Yeah. When you actually watch it for what performance.
And I would have to agree with you on that, because I just want to watch football.
It was a whole.
Like I get what you.
I would have to go back. I would have to go back and watch it then. But for the message.
I will say though, on the Not Like Us, if pettiness was a person formed for about 2 minutes. That was about as petty as petty
when
gets.
He said Drake and smiled at the camera, I was like but that was cold.
And then not even that, but like you said, he had Serena Williams come out, because Serena used to date Drake. You know, and
did she?
Yeah.
I'm too old for that.
So, it was for more than one thing.
But that was the thing though.
Everybody
took it back to the 80s and 90s, where you on the street corner rapping and your people's behind you. He had that moment, like it was all.
And I watched the whole. I did watch the whole.
But you was ready for football.
Show. I was just ready to get
back
to
it was
the
also
because Kansas City was getting spanked, so I just wanted. I didn't want them to get in the locker room and get regrouped. I wanted them to get right on back out there and continue getting slapped in the mouth.
But it was one of those. It was also a statement of he's going to do him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what you think, regardless of how you feel, he's going to do him.
It was a beautiful moment to see. I watched it back after the game.
The one thing that I will say, and I had to respectfully disagree with him, is Stephen A. when he came out and said that he would, if he was married to Serena, that he would divorce her because of her doing that. For Not Like Us.
Honey, you know how much that lady got paid to get up on there and throw her ass in the circle for a second.
He said that if her husband shouldn't have let her do that to troll her ex. And honestly, that speaks insecurity on you, because I'll be okay with it. I'll be like, you want to troll your ex? Go ahead, because that's what I got. You know what I mean? Like,
see, I didn't hear Stephen A. say that, but
but at the same time, it wasn't just about her ex. Either.
But here's the thing.
No, but it just still it was.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this all in a nutshell. When you get in a relationship, black and white, it doesn't matter. Until they know our struggle, they can't speak on nothing that we do.